Welcome everyone, and we are going to start NCERT Class 8 Science Chapter 7 as there was a project of my school, so I am completing this first. So, this is Chapter 7 Conservation of Plants and Animals Part 1. Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's greed, but not every man's greed. These are the words said by Mahatma Gandhi. It was a country that he and his people had known how to use and abuse, but not how to preserve. These are the words said by Wendell Berry. 7.1 Deforestation and its causes. Today, the major threat to mankind is deforestation. Deforestation means the clearing up of forests and using the clear land for other purposes. The main reasons of deforestation are procuring land for cultivation, building houses and factories, making furniture or using wood as fuel. Some natural causes of deforestation are forest fires and severe droughts. 7.2 Consequences of Deforestation. The consequences of deforestation are it increases the temperature and pollution level on the earth. It increases the level of CO2 in the atmosphere. It reduces the groundwater level. It decreases the amount of annual rainfall. It reduces its fertility of soil. It increases the risk on natural calamities. But how? Deforestation increases the risk on natural calamities. How? Droughts and floods. Less trees result in less photosynthesis, so more amount of CO2 is left in the atmosphere. As we all know that CO2 traps heat, the heat rays reflected by the earth gets trapped in the atmosphere due to high amount of CO2. This leads to global warming and disturbs the water cycle. The disturbance of water cycle results in low yield of crop and then drought. The rise in temperature leads to the melting of glaciers and thus increase the sea level, leading to floods in low-lying areas. Deforestation increases the risk on natural calamities. So next is desertification. Deforestation is a major cause which leads to the change in soil properties. Physical properties of soil get affected by plantation and vegetation. Removal of top layer of the soil exposes the lower hard and rocky layers. This soil now has less humus and is less fertile. Like this, gradually the fertile land gets converted into a desert. This process is called desertification. 7.3 Conservation of forest and wildlife. Wildlife and forests are needed to be protected, and for this, biosphere reserves, national parks, and wildlife sanctuaries are set up. Plantation, cultivation, grazing, felling trees, hunting, and poaching are prohibited in these protected areas. Protected areas. Biosphere reserve. Large areas of protected land for conservation of wildlife, plant and animal resources, and traditional life of the tribals living in the area. National park. Areas reserved for wildlife where they can freely use the habitats and natural resources. Wildlife sanctuary. Areas where animals are protected from any disturbance to them and their habitat. Activity 7.3 Find out the number of national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, and biosphere reserves in your district, state, and country. Record in Table 7.1. Show these areas in an outline map of your state and India. Table 7.1 Protected Areas for Conservation. Protected areas in my district 1. Wildlife sanctuaries 2. Biosphere reserves 0. In my state, National Park 4. Wildlife sanctuaries 23. Biosphere reserves 1. In my country, National Park 101. Wildlife sanctuary 553 and Biosphere reserve 18. Show these areas in an outline map of your state and India. So here is the outline map of India, and the green areas are the protected areas. And this is the map of Gujarat, and this shows the protected areas, wildlife protected areas in Gujarat. Thank you. So our this topic is cleared. I hope you understood all. So the next part will be uploaded soon. Thank you.